Insignia was big news when it first hit the market back in 2009. Replacing the popular Vectra, it promised a premium saloon experience with a not-so-premium price tag, and had a German badge to top it all off. 6 years later and the market has moved on considerably. And new generations this year of its deadliest rivals like the Ford Mondeo and Volkswagen Passat, as well as some unlikely new ones like the Skoda Superb, have made this segment pretty cutthroat to say the least. And having already given it a facelift in 2013, Opel have decided that their weapon of choice in this war is going to be technology. Soon to be rolled out across the entire range, this year sees the launch of OnStar, Opel's new personal mobility assistant, which most notably will call emergency services for you if, God forbid, you're in an accident and can't do it yourself, but also does a whole load of other cool stuff, which I will show you now. So there's 3 buttons above your head. You press the blue one for OnStar, the other 2 are for an emergency or if you want to turn on privacy to hide your location, and it will put you through to a call centre in Luton who will basically do or tell you anything you want. And this is it in action.
Connecting to OnStar. This call may be recorded for quality purposes.
Opel OnStar, my name is. How can I help?
Hi, could you lock the doors for me, please?
Sure. Would you please provide me with your PIN? Yeah, it matches. Lock the door now.
Excellent. Can you release me, please?
Shall I unlock the door again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Great stuff. Can you flash the lights, please?
Without the horn?
You can flash the lights and beep the horn, please.
The same time, the horn as well. It's gonna get noisy, huh?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Stop.
That's enough.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's fine. And finally, can you please tell me where the nearest Italian restaurant is?
Yes, sure I can. Italian. So I have Il Barista in Dublin 1, wherever it is. It's the closest to your location at the moment.
Okay, sounds good.
Shall I send it to your navigation system?
Yes, please.
Okay. Can I do anything else for you?
No, that's perfect.
And have a nice day. Thank you for calling OnStar.
You too. Thank you,
Have a
OnStar.
nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Your OnStar call has ended. Goodbye.
And it downloads the coordinates of your destination into the sat-nav, terminates the call, and so you're good to go. But aside from finding good pizza, on a more serious note, OnStar's most impressive role is as a safety feature. So like I said, it will automatically call emergency services should the airbags deploy, but not only that, it will be able to send them your coordinates too. Now, OnStar has already been out in Canada and the States for the last few years, and according to the engineers we interviewed in Frankfurt, has already saved lives this way. So where a car has gone off the road into a ravine or into water and can't be seen, that's where features like flashing the lights and beeping the horn really come in useful, as well as trying to find your car in the car park. And there is going to be an app launching soon which will allow you to do that, as well as other things like vehicle diagnostics, checking how much fuel is left in the tank, and a vehicle locator in case the car gets stolen. So all very, very impressive, and it's actually crazy to think about what this car can do. But obviously we need to look at the other slightly less exciting things that it needs to do as a family car too. And space-wise, it's pretty good. It's quite a large vehicle, so head and legroom were never really going to be an issue, and room in the back is quite generous too. And not just for kids either, with a wide rear bench and plenty of knee room even for taller passengers. The boot is enormous at 520 litres and more than capable of carrying a week's worth of luggage or merchandise if you use it for work, and a low lip makes it quite easy to load and unload too. There's ISOFIX fittings for child seats in the back, as well as a whole load of other safety features that you can get as options like lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control and a radar system that will help you keep your distance from the traffic in front. But even without all that, it still gets the full 5 stars on the NCAP safety test. Speaking of options, Opel trim levels are complicated business. And that's actually good news for us as consumers, because between the long list of trims and options available, it allows you to choose only exactly what you want and leave off the stuff that you're not so keen on. So you only pay for the things that you really need. So instead of going through what comes with what, I'm going to direct you towards the configurator on the Opel site instead, which is actually a really good system to use and will give you a better idea of the sort of price you're looking at for an Insignia to suit your needs. Because there is quite a bit of a gap between the entry-level base model petrol that starts at under €26,000 to this high-spec limited edition sports model with a long list of options that will set you back over €42,000. That includes things like a heated steering wheel, parking sensors, a reversing camera, 20-inch wheels and a driver assistance package with all that extra safety kit I mentioned earlier. Then one more thing before I take it for a spin are these seats, and they do deserve a special mention because they offer an insane amount of alteration with 8-way electric adjustment and 4-way lumbar support. So you can fine-tune your driving position down to the last millimetre. And these ones are heated too. So it's a very comfortable car, and so too is the drive, which is very important in a car like this, which is often used as a long-distance motorway cruiser. It's always been a very popular fleet vehicle, which makes sense too because they are quite economical to run. This 2-litre diesel model with 170 PS can do 63 miles to the gallon and falls into tax band A4 at just €200 a year. The other options then are the 1.4-litre petrol, the 1.6-litre diesel and the high-performance 2.8-litre turbocharged OPC version with 4-wheel drive and 325 PS. What stands out for me most is the comfort. It's a very smooth ride, the sound insulation is really good, and despite being quite a large car, it doesn't feel huge on the road. There's quite a snug feeling in the cabin, you feel quite close to everything. So yeah, it's not a car I'd mind taking a long journey in at all. With all the hype about OnStar, I forgot to mention the rest of the technology in the Insignia, which is still plentiful. You've got the IntelliLink system, which is as good as ever. The 8-inch colour display can be equipped with sat-nav. You've got video playback, voice control. New this year though is the addition of Apple CarPlay, which will mirror your iPhone screen to the car. It's the first time I've actually used it and it's just brilliant. The apps work exactly like they do on your phone, so the interface is more familiar and again just make things that little bit easier to do when you're on the move. That's the real kicker with the Insignia, I think. Everything is easy, and if anything's ever not easy, you can just press that blue button and ask OnStar for help. All family saloons have their strengths, and if the Superb has the space, the Passat the interior and the Mondeo the drive, the Insignia's edge definitely lies in technology, which is certainly not a bad place to be competing in these days. Check it out for yourself at your local Opel dealer, details of which you'll find on CarsIreland.ie.